So today we're gonna be making this do-it-yourself hot sauce kit. Now this comes with 4 different hot sauces that you can make. So they actually include all the recipes, everything you need except for the tomato, the diced tomato, the onion, and the garlic, and the vinegar. So pretty much everything you need. So you can make a Chipotle hot sauce, a sweet heat, a Cajun lovers, and then I'm gonna be making the Caribbean because it sounds the hottest, and then I'll be demoing it at the end of the video. So make sure you stick around. All right, so we're gonna start with all the ingredients. The first thing you have to do is make your base. Now this is just onion and garlic, and you actually have to use 1/3 of your base for the recipe. So you can use the other 2/3 for 2 different recipes if you want, or make more of the same. With this onion and garlic in your blender, you're gonna add 22 ounces of the tomato sauce, the diced tomato. So we're then gonna blend this up until it's more of like a puree. So let's go ahead and get that done right here. All right, so now that I pureed it, this is your base mixture. So this is just a mixture of onion, tomato, and garlic. So there's not obviously a lot of flavor or no heat here. Now for the recipe I'm doing today, there's 4 different ingredients I need. So I need the dried Huelo peppers, which I think hopefully I pronounced right. You get a lot, so you can make multiple batches. You actually use 1.5 of these for 1 batch recipe. You need some cayenne pepper. We need some curry powder, and we need some ancho pepper powder. Now you're only gonna use a little bit of this for the recipe. So like I said, you get lots of extra. Now we just have to reserve 1/3 of this. So I'm gonna pour the other 2/3 out, and we're just gonna keep some of it in here. So I'm gonna keep it right about, we're doing a little bit of guesswork here, but we'll make it work. Right about there. Now inside of here, we wanna add our other ingredients. So the first thing you're gonna add is some vinegar. So it's 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar. We're just gonna guesstimate a little bit here. We're gonna go with that. Now it does call for lemon juice. I don't have lemon juice, so we're gonna use a little bit of orange juice. It still adds a little bit of citrus to it. Not quite the same thing, but pretty close. We're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, just a little bit over. Now it's asking for 1.5 of these Huelo peppers. If you want it less hot, remove the seeds. We're not gonna remove the seeds for this video. And I'm gonna throw in a 2 whole Huelo peppers. You do get gloves as well if you want to use gloves, just so you don't get anything in your eyes while you're trying to do this. But yeah, so make sure you use gloves if you need. Next, we're gonna add some cayenne pepper. We have cayenne pepper right here. I'm gonna open this up a little bit. It calls for around 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Once again, we're just gonna guess. You know, if it's a little more flavorful, it's a little more flavorful. I'd say it's about 1 teaspoon roughly. And then we're gonna add half a teaspoon of curry powder and 1 teaspoon of ancho powder. Okay, so we're gonna add our ancho powder. We're gonna add our curry powder here, calls for around 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon, we'll end there. That's probably a little bit extra, but that's okay. And then we're gonna add some of this ancho pepper powder, which is probably pretty spicy. So let me, I gotta get this. They really do include a lot of ingredients, so you can definitely make multiple batches of 1 hot sauce if you like it, or you can switch and try one of the other ones. So it's 1 teaspoon of ancho powder. Okay. Now that's it for the ingredients for this, besides adding some hot water once it's blended. So we're gonna pop this on our blender here. Let's get it in the right position, make sure it's in place. And now we're gonna blend this all together with the peppers and all and see how it turns out. We gotta add hot water after, so this isn't quite the last step. Okay, so we are all done mixing it all up. It's all pureed. We're not gonna test it just yet. I'm gonna wait till I get it all finished and bottled. You do get these nice skull bottles, by the way, so you can put your hot sauce in. I think 1 batch is gonna fill up almost all 4, which is pretty great. So what we're gonna do is we're now gonna add our 1/4 cup of hot water and just give it 1 last little blend. You're supposed to just mix it by hand, but we're just gonna give it a little blend. And then we have to let it sit for around 20 minutes before we bottle it, just because you have to let that heat calm down a little bit. So let's put this on here. Okay, so now that we're back, we're gonna go ahead and bottle our hot sauce. It's cooled off for around 20 minutes. You do get 2 little funnels with it, so it makes it easier to bottle it. I'm kind of curious how many of these skull bottles it's gonna fill up with 1 batch, because this is 1 batch according to the instructions. And it looks like it's a pretty loose-ish hot sauce. It's got a nice texture to it, so we'll see how much we fill up here. We'll go from one to the other. I think it's gonna be at least 2 bottles, it looks like, per recipe, per serving. And you can definitely make like multiple bottles of each. Like we're talking probably 10 plus, just based on the amount of ingredients they give you. So the funnel's definitely come in handy. So nice little bonus with this kit. So that is one right there. Let's get this one filled up the rest of the way. Oh, maybe might be closer to 3. It might be all 4 actually. So that's 2. Okay, so it almost fills up all 4, but not quite. Maybe if I would have added a little bit more of the base, we would have got all 4. I filled the one up a little too high as well. So we're gonna go ahead and bring these downstairs, and I'm gonna taste test one of these on a little bit of chips and see how they turned out, and just see just how hot this is, because I think I made the hottest recipe out of all 4, and I did add an extra pepper inside. So we're gonna see if it's super hot or if it's palatable to the average person. I do like hot food, but this might be on a whole nother level. So let's go downstairs and we will check it out. All right, so we have made the do-it-yourself hot sauce kit, and I'm gonna be demoing it. I made the hottest one. I put in a few extra of the peppers in there that they include, and we're gonna be seeing just how hot it is. I have a nice bowl of chips here, some water, which is a bit of a rookie move, no milk, but I'm pretty sure this just makes it worse. And let's give it a try and see if I die or if I'm gonna survive. Now I like hot food, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't like dying hot food. All right, let's put a nice generous helping on here. So check it out. Pretty good if you like hot stuff. See you guys later. Oh.